Hello and welcome to the Whitworth credit portion of the AP Institute. My name is Eric Woodard. I teach at Lewis and Clark High School, and I am currently visiting my daughter out of town, so I am going to, I hope, answer all of your questions here today so that you know exactly what you can do for Whitworth credit. So I will show you here. We'll go over to this site. If you type in apspokane.wordpress.com, you will come across a web page that looks like this. I have three links right here. Before we get too far into the description, notice here is the handout that we are going to have for you. Here is a sample environmental science journal, so you can see what the daily journal will look like. And here is a submitted syllabus. These are not samples to follow necessarily. These are not templates. These are simply examples of what somebody did based on what I asked them to do. The most important thing is I want these to be useful to you. What I want you to do is I want you to, while you're here for the next week, I want you to, whatever happens in class, I want you to hold your thinking in this journal, in these notes. And I would like you to submit those notes after you're done. Then you will take these notes and you will turn them into a syllabus. You maybe already have a syllabus. The idea is simply that you take these notes, you apply them to your syllabus, and you make your syllabus better. You make it new and improved. So that I hope by the time you submit these, you have a syllabus that you can just hand over to the College Board and say, here's my syllabus, it's wonderful, you don't even need to look at it, just go ahead and approve it. So let's take a look. If you click on this link, so again, apspokane.wordpress.com, if you click on course description, this will take you to Google Docs. And this is our syllabus. Probably the most important thing, what you're curious about, is the date, August 4th. The reason I have the date as August 4th is that's the Friday after you're done here. The longer you wait, the more you're going to forget. So my thought is simply, why don't you take the weekend after or the Monday or Tuesday afterwards, make sure that you're taking all those notes, all those things that you've learned, and you applied them. And I know some people might have some things going on. That's fine. I get it. If you say I need an extra day or two, just shoot me an email, let me know, and it's going to be fine. I will be out of the country, so I will be checking my email sporadically, but the idea is, it says right here, I will be responding to my emails within 24 hours as soon as I get to Wi-Fi. So here's how you get a hold of me. This I would prefer, you probably could text me, but again, I don't know what my texting is going to look like. If you email me at this address, you will be in good shape. This, again, is the website that I just took you to. So a lot of this stuff is sort of the legalese things. If you want to browse through it and see what the idea of the course is and all that, you can do that. But let's just now skip this stuff. Here's the super important stuff. And go to the end of the assignment. And let's look at the course assignment. So I want you to keep a weekly journal, or a daily journal, excuse me. So keep a daily journal of your activities. Please include the following: what you did during the day, what you learned, so these are your takeaways. This can be anything. This can be something that the professor said, something that you talked about with your colleagues, something, a great idea that you said, oh, here's a good idea of how to modify an assignment, add an assignment, change an assignment, whatever. So this is just you, again, holding your thinking. And that's kind of the modify this part right here is the planned application. What is that going to look like once you get into your classroom? So some people have said, do I have to type this up? No. Some people have taken pictures of them and texted them to me. They did it longhand and sent me pictures. That's fine. Some people have typed them up. Some people have written them down, then typed them up at home in order to make them nice and tidy, because that's the way they like their notes. They want to make sure that they keep all their thinking. You will notice that the sample that I had on the original page, that was typed up, pretty well organized. All I need to see is your thinking on paper. I want to see what you plan to do, what you got out of this. And this does not need to be organized. It can be bullet points. It can be just diagrams all over the place. That's entirely up to you. So all I want to see, and again, is a representation of the things that you've learned, the materials that you read during the week. You'll see that on the rubric we see in a minute. And then assignment 2, this is something that you already need to do. Many of you already have. You already have a course syllabus, and what you're, I hope, doing is saying, I need to make this a little bit better. I want to improve it. I want to modify my practice. So you can create or update a syllabus that meets the requirements. I would really like, this is the part that helps me a lot. If you could go in and highlight, bold, italicize, change the font or whatever, of the things that you add. I know that feels a little bit like it might be a little bit of time, but just make it clear to me what's different in this one. Some of you might be using somebody else's syllabus. Let's say this is your first institute and you use somebody else's and you say, but I kind of want to make this my own. That's fine. I just want to see what is new after this week that wasn't in there before this week. So I want those two things, and here's the rubric. Basically what I want to see is I want to see strong evidence of reflection and thoughtful application in the journal, and obviously you have to attend. Oops. It's a nice little part right there I can fix. This is sort of for both evidence of the Institute's instruction in the syllabus. So do I see the reflection of what happened this week? That's what I'm looking for in both of these. And then if your syllabus looks ready for submission, that's great. I don't want to make this a super high bar. Notice there are 12 points possible. If you have 10, it's going to be a pass. It's either a pass or fail. Credit will be issued by September 1st. At least it was last year. You can talk to Sharon, who is probably in the room there with you. If that is still correct, this should still be the number. I think I've answered all of your questions, but instead of answering all of the little specific things you might ask, here's, again, the theory of what I'm hoping to get out of this. You're going to be in here for a week. You are going to be hearing a lot of stuff and reading a lot of stuff over the course of the week. You are not going to be able to remember it all, so you're going to be writing it down. As you write it down, just have a little bit of thought about what it's going to look like to me. Write it down, type it up, do whatever you need to do. Then submit those journal notes for the week showing that you learned a lot during the week. Then the syllabus is simply taking all those kind of general, disorganized ideas and putting them into a syllabus and saying, now that I have all these ideas, what's it really going to look like in my course? How do I present this to the college board? Once you're done with those two things, you can submit it to ejwoodard@gmail.com. I use Google Docs a lot, so if you want to simply create a Google Doc and share it with me, you can do it that way with my ejwoodard@gmail.com address. It doesn't really matter how it comes into me, just as long as I can read it and I can see the evidence of the Institute's instruction in the journal and the syllabus. So I'm going to turn this back over to Sharon Page. I am going to look for your emails if you have any questions. Again, August 4th is not necessarily the date that is most important to me, but let's just say August 4th. Let's just get it done. We're all teachers here. We know what it's like. Sometimes you don't need more time. You just need a deadline. And it would be nice to get this done as soon as possible while you have it fresh in your mind. So if I think of anything else, I'll do another video. But as of now, I think I've got everything that needs to be included. So I wish I could meet you. I hope you have a great week. I hope you learn a lot, and I'm looking forward to seeing things that you submit.